It's February 2023 and the very first statistics for the year are in. Months of inventory is going down, days on market is going up, closing price is slightly lower. You might be thinking, what does this all mean? Hello and welcome to Murray's monthly market update for Lethbridge, Alberta, also known as moolah. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll learn something and you'll be able to save some moolah yourself. It's February and the weather outside may be cold, but the real estate market is heating up. In this video, I'll be taking a closer look at the numbers to help you make sense of it all. I'll also be going over some new real estate rules that just went into effect. So whether you're a home buyer, seller, or just interested in keeping up with your local real estate market, make sure to stick around. Without further ado, let's dive in and see what's been happening last month in Lethbridge. The first thing we'll be looking at is the number of sales and the number of active listings on the market. I'll be comparing these numbers to the 5-year averages for January instead of the year over year to give you the clearest picture as to where we are now. This January saw 99 sales, which is slightly higher than the 5-year average of 94.2. It's important to note that January always has a lower number of sales, and the fact that we're above the 5-year average shows that there's still lots of buyers out there, especially considering the number of active listings. We have and we still are way below the average number of active listings on the market. Our 5-year average number of listings for the month of January is 542. We ended this January with only 425, which is over 20% lower than the average. So, although it looks like we're seeing an average number of sales, proportionally, we're actually seeing more of the properties sold. The next statistic we're going to be looking at is months of inventory. Months of inventory is simply how many months it would take to theoretically sell every property on the market at the current sales rate. We've been trending up ever since March, but January saw a drop for the first time in a few months. That's because of the proportionally higher number of properties being sold, as previously mentioned. A balanced market is generally defined of months of inventory between 4 and 6 months, so if this trend does continue, we'll be headed back into a seller's market. Now sellers, you might be thinking, wow, that's great news. Properties must be selling faster. That's what I initially thought as well, but it's not the case. Days on market has increased yet again, and we're currently sitting at an average of 86 days on the market. The market as a whole is moving slower, but houses are still selling and buyers are still buying. We're still in a balanced market, and 86 days on the market is about average for Lethbridge. Next, let's take a look at listing prices. Listing prices are very similar and there's not been a noticeable drop. This means sellers are still listing their properties for what they would have listed them for a few months ago. However, it's a different story with closing prices. Closing prices continue to drop, meaning that there is more room for negotiation, and closing price on average is 4% less than what it was listed for. So if a property was listed for $500,000, a 4% drop would mean a $20,000 price difference. If you are a buyer waiting for a price drop, you might not see it until it's sold, and at that point, it's definitely too late. As for other things that happened in the real estate world, we saw the government of Canada bring in new legislation on January 1st, banning foreign buyers from purchasing residential real estate for at least the next 2 years. I don't think this will have much of an impact in Lethbridge in particular, as there's not many foreign buyers here, but it is something to be aware of. On January 25th, we saw the 8th consecutive interest rate hike from the Bank of Canada of 25 basis points. The Bank of Canada signaled that this will be it for now as they closely monitor the interest rates and how they are affecting the economy and, more importantly, inflation. So let's cross our fingers and toes and hope that we get a bit of breathing room for the next few months at least. This will immediately affect those on a variable rate mortgage, as well as people that are renewing their mortgage if their term is up. Also, if you're a homeowner in Lethbridge, Alberta, you should have already received your property assessment letter from the city. On average, there was around a 7.6% increase in residential properties in Lethbridge. If you think there was a mistake, you have until March 13th to appeal the assessment. In conclusion, you need to be looking at the whole picture, as it's not as clean cut as you might think. Some statistics point towards a buyer's market and others point towards a seller's market. As we move forward into the new year, it's clear that the real estate industry continues to evolve and provide opportunities for buyers, sellers, and investors alike. One thing that's overwhelmingly clear is that we still have less properties than average on the market. So sellers, if you're thinking about listing your property, I'd be happy to do a free evaluation to see what your house is worth. Buyers, 2023 could be your year. After 2 crazy years, we're finally seeing a balanced market. As a licensed realtor here in Lethbridge, I'm ready to assist you with all your real estate needs. My contact details can be found in the description down below. Don't hesitate to get in touch with me at any time for expert advice. If you like this content, please like the video, consider subscribing. It's totally free and it really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.